have an amazing panel of speakers.
There is this debate about the deconstruction of the American capitalistic system versus how do we position ourselves to accelerate, thrive, and take advantage of it.
We have to control pools of capital, opening up the access doors so that people can pursue the opportunities that they want to pursue.
20 years ago, the mindset was, if you build it, they will come. Now, we have to meet people where they are.
At the end of the day, what makes the company successful and grow is the people. And if you don't have good people and you're not nurturing people, training people, you're not going to be successful.
We need salespeople, accountants, creators, people who come up with something that we've never had before.
We've seen the roadmap. Now the opportunity is, how do we do more of that? How do we expand that quick, fast, across the country?
Hello, I'm Kim Greenidge, and welcome to the Big Dipper Innovation Summit, the next frontier. The Big Dipper Innovation Summit, established in 2023 by JMI and hosted by Virginia State University, is a live forum for entrepreneurs, big thinkers and big dreamers, makers and creators to come together and talk innovation, new ideas, and imagining what's next for their businesses and our community at large. And now, we're bringing that live event directly to you. Prepare for an exhilarating display of entrepreneurial talent in the Rising Star Pitch Competition, where innovative minds from the animation, health equity, beauty, and wellness sectors compete for a chance to really win big. The stage is set and the stakes are high. Who will emerge as the next rising star?
We are back, and this is the final event of Day 2 of the Big Dipper Innovation Summit. What we have next is exciting and extraordinary. We have the Rising Star Pitch Competition with the winner receiving a $50,000 investment. This is incredible and this is awesome that we're doing it right here. So entrepreneurs succeed not only by bringing novel solutions to current problems, but also anticipating new ones. Hear from emerging innovators who are making sense of complex and current challenges and turning them into lucrative opportunities. The Rising Star Pitch Competition brings the Shark Tank to the Big Dipper. The real question is, who's going to take home the $50,000 bag? I would like to acknowledge the sponsors for the Rising Star Pitch Competition: Earhart Industrial and Mr. Ed McCoy, Team Henry and Mr. Devon Henry, Urban One, Mr. Alfred Liggins, and JMI, Mr. Kemp Johnson. And now, let's welcome the host of this competition, Todd Waldo, founder of Hugh Helen. Thank you.
Todd Waldo, I am the founder and principal consultant for Hugh Helen LLC in Richmond, Virginia. A large part of our time is spent with initiatives focused on economic development, entrepreneurship, thinking about strategies and solutions to really help support their success, in particular for Black entrepreneurs, spending a lot of time around the ecosystem. So I'm very familiar with this space, around this opportunity to talk about your vision, to talk about your solution, and present opportunity for investment. So thank you all for being here. I'm excited to be a part of this. To help us today, we've got 4 judges. Let me tell you who they are. They're going to actually be making the decision around who received this investment. First, we've got Aaron Montgomery. Aaron is the managing partner for Montgomery Development Group. We've got Whitney White, Senior Account Director for JMI. Ed McCoy Jr., President CEO, Earhart Industrial Service, and Carlos Brown, Senior VP, Chief Legal Officer and General Counsel for Dominion Energy. Would you please give our 4 judges a round of applause? So you all have a role in this as well. There are 3 things that you all can do. First of all, as you hear about each founder, hear about their company and the products and the services that they provide, if it resonates with you, if you dig it, if you like it, go buy their stuff. They would love some revenue, right? So you can be a customer. That's the first thing that you can do. The second thing that you can do, they are going to present an ask. They're asking for investment. That might resonate with you or someone that you know, all right? So please share that opportunity. Third thing that you can do as the audience, let people know. Share it in your conversations, share it in your network, right? Let others know what these entrepreneurs have done, how they solve that problem, all right? And if you're feeling what people are saying and it rocks with you, applause and cheers are appreciated. All right? Are you all ready to get this thing started? Are you ready to get this thing started? There we go. That's better. I needed that VSU industry. All right. I'm sure you are like me and you consume a lot of content, right? And we do that across a lot of different platforms. But very often that content, it doesn't express the full breadth of who we are. And wouldn't it be exciting if it did that? We're gonna learn a little bit more about BWA Studios. They are solving for this by building equity in the animation industry by consciously hiring Black women, women of color, and non-binary people of color. Please welcome to the stage Taylor Shaw, founder and CEO of BWA Studios.
Hello. My name is Taylor K. Shaw, and I am the founder and CEO of BWA Studios, an animation company that produces and creates content for all platforms. BWA started with a TV show idea. I wanted to create a show about two millennial Black women from Chicago, like myself, and of course, as millennials, they're too woke to get real jobs, so they come up with all these crazy side hustles for their art. In trying to pull a team of Black women together, I quickly realized how difficult it is to actually find Black women animators. And it's not because we don't exist. It's all about the lack of access and resources provided to Black women in the field. But fast forward just 4 short years later, this is our full-time team. We have pulled together a group of Black women. We hire Black women first and women of color who are innovative, Oscar-nominated artists. We just hired our head of studio, Fatima Abdullah, who we had an announcement in Deadline Hollywood for. And Fatima coming on is gonna allow for us to increase our capacity as a studio by 20% with just this core team. We've made so much magic thus far, and we are just getting started. Here's our reel. So as you can see, we create the narrative. A McKinsey study came out saying by addressing the persistent racial inequities, the entertainment industry could reap an additional $10 billion in annual revenues. In making equity our job, we are tapping into this opportunity. Our market share really has unlimited potential. In 2020, it was purported that the global animation and VFX industry was valued at $156 billion. Most segments of the animation industry are growing 2 to 3% year over year. Animated movies are ranging between $20 to $300 million in production costs, along with one season of an animated TV show being $3 to $5 million. Our business model, we create and sell IP, partner with major studios and production companies via production services, co-produce content, and also offer diversity, equity, inclusion services to companies like Netflix. Our North Star is content. We want to see and be putting more Black women in front of and behind the camera. This show is about 4, as you can see, Black women who are ambitious, trying to make it in New York City. It also includes animation. This show, our kids show Galaxy and the Greater Good, we partnered with Queen Sugar actress Dawn Leanne Gardner, is about the science and practice of happiness. Under our first look deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, we will be pitching these shows to Warner Brothers this quarter and beyond. We have found a lot of commercial success working with the studios and companies you see here, everyone from Mattel to Hulu and beyond. Now our ask is to receive funding to support us with becoming the preferred animation vendor for Amazon ads. They do not have one, we will become that vendor. The opportunity here is to create short form content for their 12 million products, along with also creating premium content. That will then also lead to us working with Amazon Events, Prime Video, Freevee, and more. With the funds that we will receive, we will be creating a unique pipeline directly for Amazon ads, and with that, it'll allow for us to take on any and every ask that they may have. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so thank you very much, Taylor.
Thank you.
One question that I have for you, who do you see as your competitors? As far as like your value proposition, what are you hoping to bring to the industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. Our competitors are other animation studios who have been around for like 20 years, and they're all based in LA, like Titmouse, Bento Box. So we're beating them out for some of the ads that we are getting. Our USP is really that we center the creative perspectives of Black women first. And I think that sounds simple, but you'd be surprised at what is missing in creative when Black women are not at the visioning table.
What are your current P&L performance? What does your current P&L performance look like today?
Yeah, we cleared over $1 million in revenue in 2021. Last year, we did close to that as well, but we invested a lot in talent, and we will be reaping the benefits of those talent investments that we made.
Maybe one more question if we have it from our judges. Yeah, right here.
So something like the Amazon pitch you're trying to do, I guess you have to develop the content and go to Amazon with the content?
Yeah, so it's their content. Say you're shopping on Amazon.com, you see if you're buying a pair of slippers and you see a video that comes along with that, we're looking to do all of those videos for them, any animation content that they're looking for. We are currently in a contract negotiation with them for that, so it is happening. My ask is for us to be able to take on the large volume of work that they would like for us to.
So what do you need to do that?
We need to create our own unique pipeline so that we are able to efficiently pump out a lot of content for them. Right now, we can do a certain level with our core team, but if we generate a pipeline that allows for us to create like a bespoke package for Amazon, then instead of us saying we can do 100 videos, we can do 1,000.
That's great. Everyone, let's hear it for Taylor. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I wonder how many of you are like me. Does anyone take medication to support your health? Like there's something you gotta take on a regular, yeah, there's a few of us. There's a pill I take to support the health of my heart. So one thing that I figured out in just researching my medication, but also just living through the pandemic, is how important it is about how clinical trials are done and who's a part of that. And very often in those trials, they don't include people who look like me, and that can be a challenge. So now we're gonna hear about a founder who's solving the representation problem within clinical trials and building a foundation for better health outcomes for all of us. Please welcome to the stage, Gayna Whitaker, CEO of Genesis Medical Research Group.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gayna Whitaker, and I'm the CEO and founder of Genesis Medical Research. If you were here yesterday, you know I'm very passionate about healthcare, and I love my people. So what I'm doing is, this is a mission for me. I moved from my dream into my purpose. How many of you out here know that it's not that you are qualified, but he qualifies who he calls. Because I shouldn't be here today. I should not be here today. I am nervous, but who else is going to do it? I've been called with a purpose to change the healthcare system, and I need everyone in this room involved. I need your prayers. I need your emails. I need your forwards. I need your likes. I need everything that you can offer, because this healthcare system is changing right before your eyes. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my slide deck before I get off on my own thing. So first of all, the purpose and the mission of GMRG is that my goal is to certify every site that conducts clinical trials, okay? What that means is that any healthcare provider that's conducting a clinical trial must go through our academic training to know how to talk to us. Y'all didn't hear me with that. How to talk to us. Because the reason why we don't get involved with our healthcare provider most of the time, and the evidence shows in the literature, is that we don't trust healthcare professionals. How many people in here said that I do not want to be a guinea pig? I'm not participating in a clinical trial. Okay, how about we do this? How many people in this room say they wouldn't want to be a guinea pig and participate in a clinical trial? No guinea pigs, right? Okay, so that's where we come in to give the training and awareness, okay? So the second thing is, my goal is to build an African-American ethics committee for these clinical trials that are ongoing. Because we have the FDA, but we need another FDA so that we can build trust within our community to know that the studies that are being conducted are safe for us. We missed the opportunity in clinical research to not prepare the environment for COVID. How many people know that like it was so confusing when everything went down for COVID? You said, I'm not taking the shot. I'm not taking the jab. So our goal is to have a committee of people to be able to train all of African Americans on what a clinical trial does. The third thing is provide opportunities for African Americans in healthcare, because I just fell into the field. I've been in clinical research for 25 years, so I just kind of fell into it. So I want to provide an opportunity for people to be clinical research nurses, to have a lane for opportunities in clinical research, to become a lab tech. You can even be, a precision medicine doctor. You can be whatever you want to be in clinical research. And the last thing is make healthcare a priority for African Americans. This is really high on my agenda, and you can go to our Instagram, it's GMRG or GenesisMedicalResearch.com, or if you go to Instagram, you can find Genesis Medical Research Group. And that's because we are trying to raise awareness about health and healthcare and understand what goes into a clinical trial. So the vision of it is to be the industry standard. There needs to be standardization across every clinical research site in every hospital. I want you to go tell your doctor, when you go in, have you been GMRG certified? Let me see your certificate, because you don't know how to talk to us. So make sure that you go talk to your doctor and ask that, because we actually on there now. We have e-learning modules, and we also can do face-to-face training. And okay, so. The goal is to publish white papers, have webinars, annual conferences, and we also want to make sure that we acknowledge the community, and we also have a national mentoring program for Blacks in clinical research. So we want to address the health disparities issue, and we want to also make sure that we have participation of African Americans as patients and clinicians. So we're trying to address it from all aspects. So as we know, some of the barriers are because of lack of trust, and I know I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna go quickly. Why GMRG? We are passionate about this, and we should own our own narrative about clinical research and clinical trial diversity, because if we don't own our narrative, they will appropriate the information that we have. They'll tell a story on what they think it should be. So no, we state what we believe, how they should communicate with us. So our e-learning modules talks about Henrietta Lacks. We talk about Tuskegee. We deal with the unethical conduct. We deal with all the different things that are unethical that make us lack trust in the healthcare professionals. And I think I'm running out of time here. So we are the solution. You could go to gmrg.com, or you could go to Genesis Medical Research Group, and you'll find some more information about us. I think I've ran out of my time. Until then, I'll just go over the HEAL model. The HEAL model is our history. You must understand the history of what African Americans went through. And then you must have empathy before you can do anything with a patient. If you don't care for a patient, you won't make that impact. And then you have to acknowledge that those atrocities happen, or the healing won't happen. And one of the things I just was talking to CJ in the back that mic'd me up, he said, "You're healing the healers." I said, wow, I never thought about it like that. Healing the healers. So this time for this nation to heal. So if you believe in this, regardless of what happens today, I want you to go to Genesis Medical Research Group, get on our email list so that you can join the army of what we're trying to accomplish through GMRG. Thank you very much.
Judges, questions for Gayna? Yeah, Aaron.
Gayna, thank you so much for your passion. I really appreciate this. Got a really good sense for the mission and the vision. My question is just on a site-by-site basis, pre-certification to post-certification, what would a site director see? What kind of observable metrics would they be able to see from having been certified?
Well, my job is all about quantifying everything. We're going to do a baseline, and then we're going to monitor your sites to see the difference. Are you talking to every patient, giving every patient the opportunity to participate? Now, I'm not trying to push a clinical trial on anyone. I want you to know that you have options, because once you learn about, I have options for triple negative breast cancer, I don't have to take that, and the care is actually better. No, you'll change your whole mindset if you listen, if you know. So it's all about quantifying the results, and we want to make sure that's first and foremost with our business. Are there any other questions?
Yes, right here. So my question is, where are you in the process of building this business, and what do you think is your next step?
Awesome. I'm working full-time at AstraZeneca as a director in feasibility, and I'm hoping to transition out into, because we just launched our e-learning modules. Anyone in the room could take our e-learning modules today if they wanted to. We just launched them January 1st, and the site-by-sites is based on the contracts that we have with pharmaceutical companies. We're in negotiations with them now. So what I need to do is get the evidence from those sites that I'm going to initiate and move forward with that. But I know that this is an opportunity, that there are 70,000 sites within the US alone, and we want to go worldwide. So there's so many opportunities for us. A standardization from and endorsed by the FDA. Any other
Question
questions?
over here? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. What's your revenue source? Who is your customer? Who are you targeting as far as for revenue, and what's your current P&L revenue?
So our revenue is from pharmaceutical companies. So President Biden just signed the order December 29th, like a thief in the night. He signed what's called the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023. It's a $17 billion program that includes FDA requiring pharmaceutical companies to include that diversity plan. So pharma has to now incorporate how they're going to recruit us. So that means who's going to tell them and teach them how to do that? That would be me, because there's no other company that is matching what we're doing. Now, they have cultural awareness programs, but they don't have anything that's going to deal with the root issues, because I know it's not the kumbaya, we're not doing that. We're going to deal with the root issues of why we don't trust. We're going to deal with the Henrietta Lacks issue. We're going to deal with Tuskegee. We're going to deal with all that, and you're going to have to confront these issues and deal with it and understand why patients don't want to participate, because now sites have to deliver. They have to deliver the target. This is the only way, is dealing with the issues is how we're going to be able to make an impact. And that's also on our side. We have to educate our community and take a step forward too. So we covering both sides of the fence.
Great, just one more. How much capital do you need to launch in the next 12 months?
It's a good question, because 50,000 will be perfect for us, because I already thought about the marketing. There's some campaigning that we need to do. I need to pay for things like coming to Summit. I had to drop my job today, come down here, get a hotel room and gas, So just all those different things. I mean, right now, $50,000 is looking real good to me. But more importantly, the investment, I need your investment in your time. And like I said, prayers. I need people who are serious about health, because sometimes people don't think about health until they get sick. I need you to think about your health today. And that's what we do. When Instagram, I don't even have the time, but in my dreams, me and my husband, we wake up in the middle of the night posting stuff. And that's not even the revenue. That's because we love our people. And when you have that information, you want to share it with everybody. Look, it's just like when you get saved, you want everybody to be saved, you know? So that's the idea behind Genesis, and that's where it came from, Genesis, the beginning of having that difficult conversation, not just with pharma, but even our people. We have to wake up and realize, look, if we don't get on board, we're going to be left behind. It's so much with medicine, I can't talk about it no more, but maybe one day we could have this conversation, or you could follow us, and we'll talk about precision medicine and customized healthcare for you.
Would you please show your appreciation to Gayna? Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You don't want to miss what's coming up. Stay tuned for our next contestants and the $50,000 prize.
So we're going to stay in health for a minute as we think about our next founder coming to the stage. I don't know about you all, but for me to maintain myself, given the demands of running a company, raising my daughter, being a son, being a friend, like all the stuff I got to do, who else needs help? Like, I can't do it by myself, right? That's why I book time with a therapist every other week, because I need help. I go to a trainer every Saturday because I need help, right? So when you think about places to get help and who can help you, our founder here has created a space that is centered in humanity, dedicated to healing and well-being. Please welcome to the stage Ashley Williams. She's the founder of the Well Collective.
Good afternoon. I am Ashley Williams, founder and CEO of Bare Soul Yoga and Wellness and the Well Collective, established in 2021. I am a native of Prince George, Virginia, right down the road, and a resident of the city of Richmond. Did you know that 1 out of 4 Black Americans can trace their ancestry back to Shockoe Bottom in Richmond, Virginia? Richmond is the second largest site of e-commerce for enslaved people and continues to be and have driven and developed the economic system of our country. Lives were lost, families were broken, and oppressive mindset set in. In this day and to this day, the Well Collective and Bare Soul Yoga continues to strive and make a difference in creating a space for liberation and love and humanity. Even since 2023, the effects of this historical and generational trauma continue to show up in our mental health. 1 out of 5 Americans continue to be diagnosed with mental health issues. Out of that, communities of color have similar numbers as our majority counterparts, however, go either untreated or have longer lasting systems due to having lack of access and other social and systemic structures that prevent us from receiving attention. Shows up in many cases as employment and differences in homelessness or housing, conscious and unconscious effects of racism, as well as barriers to healthcare. So in 2015, Bare Soul Yoga has strived to center the health and the well-being of not just the Black woman, but the Black family and the community at large by introducing holistic and restorative practices to include movement, meditation, community connection, and educational services. Since that time, we have served over 4,600 people per year, 76 of them being and identifying as Black, Indigenous people of color, 8% people of color, and 16% white. We strive to serve institutions and wellness entrepreneurs, showing up and integrating practices to create more mindful climate and culture through 62 school systems, 9 colleges and universities, 2 include Virginia State University, 6 health systems, 27 nonprofits and faith-based organizations, 31 local and corporate businesses, and 8 mental health agencies. To this day, as we've created the Well Collective, we continue to serve and invite in people of color that want to be inspiring either teachers, certified wellness practitioners, or actually having their own brands. So in 2021, in response to the pandemic and racial uprisings, a community space was offered to us, and we moved into 13 South 13th Street, right in the home of Shockoe Bottom. We are a community space for individuals seeking intergenerational healing, various modalities, as well as community connection, health and wellness products, and educational programs for our individual and collective well-being. We have 3 pillars to our model. We have the space, in which we use as an avenue and an invitation for people to come and to seek respite, whether it be for their own personal programming or engaging in some of ours. We also have our services, culturally relevant, trauma-informed, as well as open to taking care of the mind, the body, the soul, and the family. We introduce it to ages from newborn all the way up to what I call ageless in our community. Our services include health and well-being classes, from yoga to meditation to dance, but we also include and have expanded to massage, intuitive counseling, mental health counseling, as well as other holistic services. And then we have the shop. The shop is our invitation for various products and practices to be sold. So we reach out to local and global business creatives to serve and to support by having their items sold within the shop for little or no risk. So you might think that we're similar to a health and well-being, fitness spa, or retreat center, but the value proposition of our organization is that we really work towards diverse representation. So we hire, train, and partner with diverse groups, specifically ones that represent and come for our community. We also have high value with our community engagement. So we center our community needs by not just making that ask, but then also developing partnerships to enhance impact. Our programs are accessible and approachable based on our pricing strategies, from tiered memberships and one-time drop-ins. And then we also offer business coaching and resources for all of the people that come through, specifically for innovators that have lack of access to resources for having their product out into the community. So the one thing we know is that it takes a village. And so as someone that wants to practice what they preach when it comes to creating space for rest, as a business owner and entrepreneur, it is crucial to be able to work together as a community to center the individual well-being, the family well-being, and the community well-being by giving everybody an opportunity to show up. So our operations team now in this moment consists of a part-time manager, administrative assistant, as well as 17 teachers that show up within the space to offer services consistently. We also have 12 small businesses that show up and operate, as well as community partners, a communications team, and then a wide host of volunteers. Our funding needs, and for this ask, we want to invite in support for operational expenses that include people, property, and product. For people, we simply want general operational expenses to cover supportive wages, as well as bringing in more skilled practitioners, as well as operations positions such as a general manager, a program coordinator, as well as a business strategist. The second one is our property. We're currently residing in a 4,000 plus square foot building that we've got blessed to be around, and our physical space requires build out and design, not just to conserve community need, but to increase functionality, as well as offering support with aesthetics and functionality. And the last thing is product. As we strive to be a hub for not just local businesses, we also want to invite and expose our community to health and wellness products throughout the country. And so we're requesting funds for additional inventory and retail to have a fully stocked space. So our vision here is to not just take this model and support Richmond, but go to other historical sites, offering them in Charleston, South Carolina, and New Orleans, Louisiana. And then with that, I say thank you.
Whew. Judges, any questions for Ashley?
Talk to me a little bit more about the market and What type of upside is there in what you're proposing?
Yeah. So as someone that not just centers wellness, but it has a community both in, both as a Black woman, I will say that, seeking restorative practices, I've traveled throughout the country, and all of the wellness spaces that we have center the white experience, and there's not many of us that look like us. So in our community, we are not just inviting in representation, but also a safe space for individuals, not just to take retreat or to have general classes, but to actually be a sought-after space for actual indigenous practices and then healing. And so many of the people that I work with, both locally and globally, seek a place to show up and to serve. And so for market value, the health and wellness market value at this point in time is around $4.4 trillion. I haven't touched that yet, but in this moment, our practice is just to continue to invite in and then being a space where many of our community members don't have opportunity to show up.
Are you net income positive where you are with your current model?
Say that again?
Are you net income positive where you are in your current model?
In this moment, we just finished the first year of operating in this brick and mortar experience versus the 8 years that we've been expanding in this community model. And so we have made profit, and it's around 50,000, so yeah.
And forgive my ignorance, could you just give one example of just comparing and contrasting an example of a white-centered experience versus something you've transitioned in this model, just to be sure I understand it?
Yeah, so walking into whether it's a fitness class or a retreat center and being the only Black person in there, because wellness is many times seen as a luxury when it's actually meant to be a birthright, but also not having culturally and indigenous practices. Many of our practices that we might show up in a yoga studio, or you go to a retreat center, whether in this country or outside of this country, many of the practices aren't culturally relevant, and many of them aren't actually supportive spaces for our community. And that can involve the languaging that's used, the types of clothes that one wears, very much compared to what our majority culture might consider as being well, when in actuality we're really working to address deeper issues with like showing up with empowered self-identity and really having an understanding of who we are.
I've got one last question.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley. So, thank you for sharing your vision with us. That was one thing that I was definitely interested to hear. For your next markets that you plan to operate in, how did you make the selection for that? Do you feel like those markets are ripe for opportunity? Maybe talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So before even moving, I think that's a long time out, but in Richmond, the holistic model of us being fully operated would have a wellness cafe. It would also involve a artisan space that serves as a workforce for creatives and artisans, so not just many of our artisans that we work with in local businesses actually work out of their homes due to lack of resources in brick and mortars. So having a space where they can be in residence and then also work and then store their product and then also sell their product and being supported by an economy or a community. And so as we look at both South Carolina and New Orleans, just the opportunity to then also regenerate that history in which we've had has been high, and then also having connections of other wellness practitioners that are doing similar racial equity and social justice work. There's a really strong team and energy and request for that, but it's also being done in smaller movements.
I think what's really great about what we've heard so far is that you see the connectivity with what we experience every single day in our lives, right? How we consume content, how we think about our health, and how we show up in the world each day. I think that's true of this last founder as well. My daughter is 15, and I think she's fantastic. I think she's the best little girl out there. This is my opinion. But I'm really thoughtful about her feeling beautiful, but just like in her own skin, just how she shows up in the world, right? But I'm also thinking about what's in this stuff, like who made it, and where did it come from, right? But I just want her to feel good about herself. Our founder here has created a health and beauty brand that eliminates the need for a ton of makeup and celebrates beauty in all of its forms. Please welcome to the stage Briana Williams, the founder and CEO of LipLoveLine.
Hi, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Briana Williams. I'm the founder and CEO of LipLoveLine.
And as a young girl, as a young black girl, one of the few things that made me feel beautiful was my lip gloss. I dealt with many health issues, including obesity, sensitive skin, and low self-esteem. And I'll never forget the moment my mom purchased my very first lip gloss set for me, and how much personality and confidence it gave me to show up in different places and spaces just like this one. And as I grew older, lipstick did the same thing for me. And I started to care a little bit more about what lip products I put on my lips and the health of my lips overall. And lip products became a simple and a reliable and affordable way for me to feel beautiful in my own skin without the pressures of wearing a full face of makeup. And that's why I created LipLoveLine. So makeup is a powerful expression for many folks, but the pressures that media can place on young girls and women can often be overwhelming. And I created LipLoveLine to have the belief that you can be beautiful, and you are beautiful in your own skin. And self-expression can be done in the cleanest way possible, and we believe that's through the lips. We're a lip care beauty brand born to enhance natural beauty and to simplify the beauty routine, but also to celebrate girls and women in all of their forms through our ingredient-conscious lip products and accessories made for clean beauty lovers. I'm proud to say we're Black-owned, we're women-owned, we're an inclusive beauty brand with vegan and cruelty products. And we go beyond beauty by supporting organizations that support girls and women in health and wellness guidance and entrepreneurial goals. So I've worked over the last few years with our cosmetic chemists and manufacturers to create lip products that help to repair, renew, and hydrate, using good-for-you ingredients like fruit oils and vitamins, and that moisturize your lips and make them feel good, not only look good. We started off with our 100% all-natural lip balm, our fruit oil-infused lip glosses, and our soft matte liquid lipsticks. And we also intend to release some new products this year and well into 2024. So our customers, they range from young women, teens to women, ages 15 through 40. They may be intimidated by makeup, or they may have a passion for makeup, but especially lip products. But they're looking for a simple, reliable, budget-friendly way and a healthy way to enhance their natural beauty. So our market overview. The global cosmetic market is expected to reach just over $805 billion this year, with niche beauty brands that have, such as lip care beauty products, to account for upwards of 10% of that growth. And with the market favoring niche beauty brands like LipLoveLine because we're mission-driven. So what makes us different? We're focused on the lips. You can find us at the intersection of health and beauty, focused on lip care beauty products only. It's our niche. So some of our milestones. We've had many over the last few years, including having a successful Kickstarter campaign, raising $15,000 to start our manufacturing and production in 2021, officially registering our trademark, as well as launching our e-commerce platform. We've also participated in numerous accelerator programs nationwide, including New Voices, Madam C.J. Walker Institute PACE Bootcamp, Amazon's Black Business Accelerator Program, as well as Lighthouse Labs RVA. We also recently were a national finalist for the Shea Moisture and Black Girl Jane grant competition. And we've also launched with numerous retailers, which I'll go over in a bit. So we couldn't have done this without all of our partners in the community, all of the organizations that have supported us through resources, research, funding, expertise. And I'm so grateful for all of them to help us to grow and scale in this short amount of time. So to this date, we've sold over 3,000 products with an average order of about $40, with about, that says 75K. Sorry, the presentation got a little distorted. So we also have over 100 reviews, 5-star reviews across all of our platforms, have been featured in over 25 publications nationwide, including Bustle, Birdie, Yahoo News, Richmond BizSense, Richmond Times-Dispatch, as well as we just had our second feature in Essence Magazine last month. So where can you buy us? We're primarily direct-to-consumer. You can purchase on our website. We recently just launched at our first national retailer in-person store at Schofield's DC in Georgetown. We also have some prominent relationships with some e-commerce platforms, including Amazon, 13 Loon, which is JCPenney's new flagship beauty store, Urban Outfitters, as well as we'll be launching on Empower Global this year, which is a new Black business marketplace co-founded by Khadija Robinson and celebrity Sean Diddy Combs. So this year, we're really focusing on new product development, expanding our line, but as well as really just honing in and retaining our retail relationships and strengthening them. So how are we going to use this money? I am the only full-time employee. I would love to grow my team. I definitely have some roles, including product development, sales and marketing, and overall operations that I'd like to bring on. Also, we're moving into more new product development with our current and our new formulations, as well as sales and marketing efforts. So we really have the opportunity to solidify ourselves in the beauty industry as a go-to lip care beauty brand, but also being one of the first major beauty brands located here in Central Virginia. And also there's a lot of opportunity to be acquired by one of the brands that we esteem. So a little bit about me. I have a background in communications, marketing, and PR, degrees from the Virginia State University and Virginia Commonwealth University. I'm a makeup minimalist, but I love lip products. As mentioned, I am the only full-time employee, but I do not do this alone by any means. I have numerous interns. I work with several contractors and vendors, and I have a plethora of mentors and advisors that I go to in all different industries and expertise. The one that I hold dear to my heart, who has over 10 plus years experience in the beauty industry and specifically with Pfizer. So I thank you for allowing me to share my dream come true with you, and I hope that you'll join me in celebrating beauty in all of its forms. I did share some samples with you all of our lip balm, and I know we have 3 gentlemen judges, and it is lip balm, so you can use that. Thank you.
Go ahead. So the 2 questions. One, who develops your products? What's your product development process?
I work with our cosmetic chemist and our manufacturer. They're both based in the US, in New Jersey actually, to formulate and create the products.
I love the presentation. I love the fact that you've sized the market. I love that it's a niche that you know you can monetize. So tell me, what is it really going to take for you to grow? What's your goal in the next 12 months, revenue-wise?
Everyone says I need a team. I think as Black women, we think we could do it all on our own. And it is hard to kind of have a baby and see it grow so much in the last year and a half, 2 years. And I definitely have, again, a team that I work with on a daily basis, but to bring some full-time people on with me to help me. But also, the beauty industry and the trends is ever-changing. I've learned not to be pressured by trends because we're inflation, economy, beauty industry is facing all of that as well. But I do know that I need to continue to put out new product, but also to continue to expand and grow our community and loyal consumers so that they can support us where we are now and grow with us, which many have done so far. So,
how important is it, being a niche brand, given the acquisition activity that you've seen, to like really be a focused niche? I mean, the women 15 to 40 is a broad group, but you need to be more targeted to be considered a niche category player?
That's a great question, and I actually changed that site specifically for this because when I first started out, I intended it to be kind of the just 18 to 34. But as we've seen our target audience grow because of our consumers' growth and opportunities with different retailers that can kind of cater to other target audiences, we've seen our audience grow in that way. And so I have to be true to that and not just be, again, who I am and say who I want to wear my product, but who is actually using my product and where they're finding it and how they're using it and how they're engaging with us. So that's something that I'm learning as a new founder in the industry, is to kind of grow with my audience, to kind of find where I best fit. And the exciting thing about that is that all these retailers have found me. I haven't had to pitch to them, which is a blessing and unheard of, especially at this stage in my company. And so to me, I feel like that kind of encourages me to know that I'm doing something right.
So the retailers that are finding you, is it more based on the what you're offering, meaning the quality of the product, or because there's a niche in that market because nobody's really, the lack of targeting in that particular market?
To be honest, I think it's, and I don't want to get too spiritual on you, but I do believe it's a blessing in a lot of ways. A lot of the folks that I've met who are in positions to put me in these retailers, I've met on a whim, and I've told them my story, and they connect to that, and they connect to the retailers. But then too, I think the niche behind our brand
and the quality of our products, because we do have so many consumers and influencers and brand ambassadors willing to talk about how they love the product, makes it appealing to some of these brands. And then two, wanting to support minority-owned businesses. A lot of them have opportunities where they're trying to get more minority-owned beauty brands on their shelves or in their catalogs. And so for me, I think that it's a mix of things in that area.
One last question. Do you know your gross profit margin per unit of lip balm or what have you?
Yeah, it's about 82 to 88% across all of ours. Beauty industry is a great investment in that way.
Everyone, please show your appreciation to Briana. Thank you. So as part of the summit, you spent 2 days thinking about innovation, discussing innovation, and what it looks like for it to show up in our communities. These entrepreneurs have figured that out. As an entrepreneur myself and spending time each week with my company alongside of founders, this stuff is hard, right? It's really hard to do, it's really difficult. A lot of us have ideas, but not all of us can step out and bring that idea to fruition. Could you do this for me, please? And please give a round of applause to all 4 of our founders who stepped on stage today. And thank you for holding space for them. Thank you for listening to them. Remember, you all have 3 things to do, right? If you like their stuff, go buy it, okay? Number 2, you've heard about the opportunity for investment. If that resonates with you or someone you know, please share that. And just talk to people about the things that are happening with those 4 companies. Right now, our judges have some really hard work to do. We're gonna take some time away. They're gonna confer with each other and they're gonna make a decision. So you all talk among yourselves, and I'll be back here in a few minutes and we will announce our winner. Thank you.
Thank you to our host, Todd Waldo, and participants Ashley Williams, Taylor K. Shaw, Gayna Whitaker, and of course, our $50,000 winner, Briana Williams of LipLoveLine. And special thanks to JMI and the Big Dipper Innovation Summit partners for convening this vital discussion. Want to know more about the Big Dipper Innovation? Stay connected with us and join our digital community of innovators at BigDipperSummit.com.